Have you ever been bullied? Ever known anybody that's been bullied? It's a problem and we need to stop it. Let's talk about it today on Black Belt Life. Hi everyone, I'm Darren Myers and welcome to Black Belt Life, where we talk about anything martial arts related on our journey to black belt and beyond. Today we're going to be talking about bullying and how to try to stop it, what it is, what in the world makes people do it. So bullying, first of all, if someone has a disagreement with you, they have an argument with you, is that bullying? No, it's not bullying. Some people just have disagreements from time to time. Bullying is when someone deliberately tries to hurt other people with either words or actions, and it's usually repetitive. It's something that's done over and over and over again. And the interesting thing about bullying is most people think of bullying as far as, somebody picking a fight with somebody and pushing them and doing other things, very physical with them. But really, bullying is only about 5% physical and about 95% psychological. I mean, you think about it, you think about the bullying that goes on just by mere words. So people who try to bully other people, what they're doing is they're trying to take other people's power from them. So there's this imbalance of power that they use to try to harm others. And they might have this power because of a position they're in over you, like in a job. It might be a boss or a coworker who's higher. Sometimes it's mere size of the person. Sometimes it's the age of the person. And a lot of times it might be just their physical presence is something that is very intimidating. And so they try to use that power because they don't feel like they have any power themselves. They are trying to take your power from you, and therefore they will feel more powerful. So how big of a problem is this? Well, it's huge. It really is. There are people who are bullied on a regular basis, and it's all the way from children all the way through adults. This was put out years ago by the organization, basically. The U.S. Department of Justice, and it talked about the scope of bullying, and it says that that bullying is 20% of students ages 12 to 18 are reporting being bullied. 20%. That's 1 out of 5 students reporting being bullied. Now, is it that bad? Actually, it's probably worse. It's probably a much worse problem than that because a lot of bullying is actually not reported. Okay, it's simply because people are embarrassed or they're scared to report it because they're afraid the bully might take other actions against them if they find out that they reported it. So now there are a lot of reasons why people feel the need to bully others. Okay. And those primary reasons are things like they're trying to fit in, and they feel that bullying is the way to do that. Of course, that's not going to work, but it's the only way they can. Maybe they don't have great social skills, and they find that putting someone else down makes them feel more superior and stronger, and therefore they're able to fit into the group and be popular and more liked by others. Okay. Another reason is they're trying to feel like more by making others feel like less. And that's the whole thing with the power imbalance. And unfortunately, a lot of times these are people that are being bullied as well on a higher level. Maybe it's a child being bullied by an adult. Maybe it's an adult who's being bullied by another adult, like I said, like a boss or a coworker or something like that. And it's a very scary situation when you're being bullied. You feel like you're being singled out and you don't have anywhere to go. Now, there are four main types of bullying as we know them. And these range from, first of all, physical bullying, which is basically the person kind of trying to pick a fight. Okay, they're trying to push you, they're trying to hit you, they're trying to slap you, they're trying to trip you. Maybe they're spitting on the person. Okay, pushing them, blocking them, keeping them from getting somewhere. Also, taking and stealing or destroying someone's possessions. Okay, taking their notebooks, taking their homework and destroying it, and doing with adults, doing bigger, meaner things like things that are very destructive, like doing something to their car or their home or other possessions that they may have. Also, making mean or rude hand gestures. Okay, but nowadays, very, very important is the unwanted touching, okay, in inappropriate ways and inappropriate places. So that physical bullying can be especially very destructive to a person's self-esteem. And then you have verbal bullying, okay, which of course is the name calling, the teasing, the insults, intimidating them. And, nowadays we have people making racist remarks. Just a couple of weeks ago, one of our USA Karate athletes, the only athlete to be able to make the Olympic team, Sakura Kokomai, was bullied in a park where she was just working on her kata. And the bad part was that there were bystanders who did nothing at all to help her, nothing at all to stop the bullying. So these things happen to anybody and everybody. Now, why would you bully someone who's practicing karate? That kind of makes you wonder right there, okay? Also, inappropriate sexual comments, taunting them, threatening them that you're going to cause harm. Okay, so making that threat that I am going to hurt you, those kind of things are, especially for someone who doesn't have a great deal of self-esteem, are really going to be things that are going to hurt their feelings and make them feel very bad about themselves. So then you have social bullying, which goes on now a lot, okay, especially with social media and all going on. And so many ways in which they can do it, okay? And it's about things like lying about people, okay? Telling stories about them, spreading rumors, and leaving people out of games or, social events or whatever, and leaving them out on purpose, and doing this like I said, on a repetitive basis. And also embarrassing people, okay? Embarrassment, it can be very destructive to a person's self-esteem and damaging someone's reputation, all right? And I know that, in the martial arts world, some people have had their reputation stained by others that all they wanted to do was something to hurt them. And we live and breathe by our reputation. So that type of social bullying is especially destructive to somebody who relies on their reputation for, especially like in the martial arts, for their living or for their dojo. And then, of course, we have cyberbullying. Cyberbullying, posting and sending, text messages and emails and posts and photos and things like that across to other people that shouldn't be seeing this stuff and all. Making online threats to people. And there can be, there's a lot going on with, you have stalkers and you have, people who are preying on younger people. And then things like, and so what they'll do is a lot of times they'll imitate someone else or imitate a fictional person in order to try to get to meet them or to try to find that person and get to them in person and then prey on them. So there's a lot of that going on. Deliberately excluding others online. So, sometimes it's keeping people off your social media. That might be considered bullying. And then just, again, spreading those nasty rumors and gossip and all that online. All those things can be very, very detrimental to somebody's feelings. And so it is important to remember that bullying, that people who bully, they're not necessarily always bad people. All right. They may be people that are hurting inside themselves. Usually, a bully is someone who doesn't have a huge amount of self esteem. They are unhappy. They are not confident. But they try to put across the kind of look and the feel to other people that they are strong, they are powerful, and all. But this is just something on the outside. On the inside, they're hurting and they're trying to find a way to get rid of that hurt. And unfortunately, they find it through hurting others. So if these people were happier on the inside, if they were more confident, they wouldn't find it necessary to bully others. Okay, sometimes instead of hating them or trying to get back at them, we maybe need to have a little bit of compassion for them. And is this easy? No, this is really, really hard, but it's an important step in healing and trying to solve the problem. We have a lot of people nowadays that are doing the racist thing, unfortunately, and it's a big problem in the United States. And do we have compassion for these people? Why are they doing that? Why are they feeling that they have to put down somebody just because of their race or their skin color or whatever it may be? Why do they have to put them down for them to feel better? We have to find out what the root of that problem is and try to have some compassion for it. The problem is that bullying has a negative effect on everybody. It has a negative effect on the bully. It has a negative effect on the person, the target, the victim, and as well as bystanders, people that are standing around that see it. All successful human interaction and relationships require trust and respect. And bullying destroys all of that. In order to have a successful relationship, you've got to have trust in someone. You've got to trust that they're going to be loyal to you. You've got to trust that they're not going to do anything to hurt you. And you have to have that mutual respect between each other. And bullying just absolutely destroys it, absolutely just kills all of that. So it's very hard to have a relationship when you're a bully or when you're being bullied even. Being bullied can make you feel like you aren't important. So as a victim, sometimes you might even believe what the bully is saying about you is true. And it can make a person very unhappy, very dissatisfied with their life and with what's going on, and unfortunately leads to sometimes some depression and even things like suicide and serious problems like that. Also, being bullied can make it much more difficult to have friends and relationships. Because when you are depressed, when you are unhappy, it is very difficult to be friendly, to be happy to see someone and start a new relationship, especially. Bullying might give the bully a temporary feeling of power or control, but it doesn't make them happy. All right. Afterward, there might be a little bit of, fun joking around and all that stuff. Look what I did, look how I made this person feel, but that doesn't last. It can make it more difficult for that person to feel good about themselves because later on it comes back and probably haunts them. And like I said, it can really interfere with having relationships and making friends and all. When bullying becomes a habit, the results are usually a miserable, just a lonely life. A bully rarely has any true friends. Those people that will hang out with a bully might do so because they also don't have a lot of self-esteem, don't have a lot of confidence, and they find that connecting to this bully gives them a little sense of power. But then when something happens to that bully and the bully's gone, or the bully is, put in his place and all, then they're gone. They're not real friends. They leave and they're find someone else to connect to. And people who bully others, especially into like adulthood and all, these kind of people also often have a hard time finding a job. They usually have a very troubled family life, and they have a very tough time relating to others. They don't understand how to raise children properly. They don't understand how to have a good relationship with their spouse or, their neighbors or whatever. And they usually have just a very troubled life. And really, it kind of comes down to is, how do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as a bully? Or do you want to be remembered as the nice guy across the street, or remembered as a friend, or remembered as just a person you could count on? It's all about integrity, having the integrity to be able to people to know that you're the kind of person that they can go to if they need help, not the kind of person that is going to make them feel worse. Okay, your actions now will determine how others feel about you later. So now, what if you're in a situation where you're a bystander or a witness of some sort of act of bullying? Okay, what do you do then? Well, when you witness bullying and if you don't do anything about it, you're failing to help another human being in need. Also, when you witness bullying behavior, and if you don't do anything about it, you're probably going to feel pretty bad about that. You're probably going to feel guilty. And that's the kind of thing that can haunt you as a person that didn't do anything about it for quite a long time. You can have a lot of feelings about that. I remember I was at a park, and I was having lunch. It was lunchtime. There was a lot of people around, picnic tables, all that stuff. And I heard some commotion, and I looked up around and to where this commotion was going on, this yelling was going on, and there was a guy on top of another guy on a picnic table. Okay, and he's taking this guy and pounding his head into the picnic table. Okay, and I'm going, oh my gosh, what in the world is going on here? And I remember looking around, and people were at their picnic table eating lunch. They were just eating away, not even looking at what was going on. And I mean, it was loud. You couldn't miss it, okay? And nobody did anything about it. I got up. I said, this is ridiculous. I got up. I walked over there, and I said, hey, what are you doing? The guy looked up at me and said, you better tell him to leave me alone. And I thought, well, you're the one on top of him banging his head into the... Anyway, the guy got up. He walked off. All it took was the fact that I intervened. I was present at this, and I, said, you can't do that. Okay, stop. And he walked off. Okay. Now, is that always going to happen perfectly like that? Probably not. Does that take a lot of courage to do something like that? Sure it does. All right. But it's a fellow human being. It's a person that is getting hurt. It's a person that you don't know what the situation was. Yeah, maybe the guy that he was beating up, maybe he was a jerk. Maybe he was, giving this guy a hard time, or who knows? Maybe the bullying was going the other way. I don't know. I didn't pick sides. I just stepped over to stop it because I saw that there was one person on top of being an aggressor to another person. So, and if you're a bystander and you don't do anything about it, you're missing a chance to strengthen a friendship if it's something that's happening to a friend, or the possibility of even making a new friend, okay? And if you do help somebody, now you could possibly have a new friend in the person you've just helped. They're going to be very, very grateful, most likely. All right. You also lessen the chance to have others come to your rescue when you need it. So, you do what you want done for yourself. It's like that, going with that golden rule again: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So the guilt of not sticking up for others is something that could follow you your entire life. How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as someone who stuck up for others and befriended them in a time of need? Or do you want to be known as the coward that didn't do anything to help them? If so, you can start, today, okay? Because your actions today, tomorrow, and beyond will determine how others think about you. Bullying, what is bullying? Well, bullying is not when somebody gives you a dirty look one time, okay? It's a repetitive thing. It's something that happens over and over again. All right. It's probably, people may not do something that's considered nice or polite or good manners, but, people do that from time to time. Okay. They just have a bad day and they do something that's kind of mean and not very nice. Doesn't mean they're a bully. Just means maybe they're having a bad day and maybe you can help them have a better day. Okay. If they do it on a regular basis, now that's starting to become bullying. Is someone bullying if they cut in line, okay, one time? No. Okay, it's probably rude, okay? But if it only happened one time, it's just, somebody being rude. Now, if they do it every day and they cut in line when you're trying to get a drink of water or something like that at a water fountain, and, they do it over and over again, same bully in school, that kind of stuff, yeah, that could be considered bullying. No doubt about it. And then I can remember in gym class, going to gym and not being included in a game, okay? And, one time was, not a big deal. But over and over and over and over again, that was bullying, okay? They were just giving me a hard time and not including me in a game or any type of play. Yeah, that was considered bullying, okay? And a lot of that goes on, unfortunately. So, if someone, has an argument with you, like I was saying earlier, that's not necessarily bullying, okay? Because everybody, gets angry from time to time, gets upset about stuff and has an argument. But if they always seem to be mad at you and argue with you over lots of things, then yeah, that could be considered bullying as well. So remember that bullying is when someone tries to deliberately hurt other people with words or actions. And it's usually a repetitive thing over and over again. That's the kind of bullying we need to stop. Now, next week, we're going to talk about how to stop it. What are some of the things that we can do to actually stop bullying, or try to curtail it quite a bit, and some of the things that martial arts related that also we can do as martial artists to try to stop it. Will we ever be able to stop it? Probably not, because there will always be people that have that feeling that they need to be bigger. They need to be more powerful. But we can try, okay? Trying is something that we need to do more of. So, if you like this, please hit a like button. Let us know so that we can do more. I'll know what type of content you're enjoying, and subscribe to the channel. And we appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.